27th of January, approximately 7:15 AM, I crashed my car. It was just another drive into work, but then something happened. In case anyone's wondering, it cost me £700 to get the car towed home. We will do a full 360-degree inspection of the car to show you all the damage, but I think let's take you back to how it happened in the first place. So yeah, I was driving along the A road to get to work. I saw the junction where I needed to take off. I pulled off left to take it, and then suddenly I was on the grass. It was as if I travelled like 20 yards forwards further than I thought I was. I went over a road sign which I didn't even see until I got out of the car eventually. But yeah, the rest of it was just driving 60 miles an hour onto some grass. So yeah, not great. It was scary as it was happening, but yeah, I'm just glad that, you know, I was okay. No one else got hurt. So yeah, it's just the car really that got damaged. So we'll start at the front. Here's the front bumper. You can down here see that the sort of front splitter has been completely ripped off. That's from the grass, the terrain. Here is obviously where I hit the road sign, and it's taken out obviously the headlight. This here is what's left of the windscreen washer reservoir tank. That's completely smashed in. And if you look here, you probably don't know what you're looking at, because to be honest I don't really know what I'm looking at, but this here is part of the front slam panel, which is like acting as the headlight bracket. That's part of that's been completely ripped off in the accident, so the front slam panel has to be moved in. Sorry, it has to be replaced even. Now if we look here, the bonnet very nearly got away with the accident, but it's slightly dent there. I think a good body shop can just pull that out anyway. It's nothing too sinister, but this part here, we'll take a further look later on when we lift the bonnet up, but this is what's concerning me the most, because it looks like the I don't know what you call them, like the bit of framework, the aprons I think you call them, has been pushed out a few inches. Like this here, it's supposed to be like underneath the bonnet, and actually it's there, so that's going to be really difficult to fix, but I'm going to try and fix it myself, see what happens. Now come down here, these pipes, I've absolutely no idea what they're doing, but the car is showing a DCTS fault, and it got picked up the traction control. Now this wheel arch here is kind of the only real thing that's been damaged, so I don't really know. Yeah, I suspect that it's to do with these pipes, but I don't know what they do. I think, do you see some bit of fluid come out there? Yeah, so okay, so they have fluid go through them. They go into, I don't know, this sort of black bracket thing. I have no idea what it is, but yeah, that's going to be interesting. The wheel arch is all mangled, and yeah, it's going to be really awkward to fix that, but I'm going to try my best too. So that's pretty much like the worst of the damage, but there is just a little bit more. The doors here, there's not really much to look at. They're absolutely fine. Same down here. Now this is probably the most interesting part. The rear bumper, I should say, it was ripped off due to the terrain, but it was hanging on. The police obviously took it off when they towed the vehicle away. There's no real sort of visible damage to it, so I'm hoping it can just go straight back on, but we shall see. Now this side of the vehicle is a lot worse. We're starting to see the quarter there, massive scratch, doors. I think it's just a body shop can fix. It's nothing too bad, it's just pain really. Yeah, it's just a bunch of scratches. Now here, this wing has obviously got a bit of damage. I'm hoping the frame underneath it's absolutely fine, and it is just basically superficial damage. I'm hoping you can just take this off, put a new one on, and it's going to be absolutely fine. Yeah, it's not lining up perfectly. Big panel gap here, but it's nothing rubbish. It's nothing too bad. I hope you can just, like I say, put a new one back on and it'll be absolutely okay. We get into the vehicle, you'll see that I was lucky enough that no airbags went off at all, which is absolutely brilliant, which means I don't have to replace the dashboard, which is Obviously brilliant. Same in the back, it's absolutely fine, the interior, which is fantastic. Let's take a look under the bonnet. So, I think it's down here. Yep. There you go. It wasn't too bad. I say the front slam panel has to be replaced. If you look here, you probably can't see, but this has been shoved up slightly and it's misshapen ever so slightly. Like I say, nothing too bad, but yeah, that'll be a big job to replace. But I'm going to try my best and see if I can replace it. But yeah, apart from that, it's really not too bad at all. Now, for those that are wondering if any like oil or coolant came out, the answer is no to both. If we look here, got loads of coolant in there. About the oil, there is no dipstick with this, which you'd think, oh, that's really bad. You have to check inside the car, but you can check it without turning the engine on, which I think is fantastic. Now, before I continue, I should say that the battery is also damaged. You know, when the car first arrived, which I'll put a little clip at the end of the car arriving from the trailer, the car started and ran. It seemed okay. Then like a week or so later, the battery was dead. We charged it up, the car started, absolutely fine. A week after that, we charged up the battery and it did not start. The battery charger said that the battery was producing about 13 volts, which, according to Google anyway, that's more than enough for the car to start. It should, as long as the battery is over 12.3, it should start. The problem is, the battery charger was saying that the battery, as soon as we tried to start it, the volts would drop to like 11.5 volts, which is obviously well below the 12.3 that we need to start the car. So yeah, I was like, what was going on there, considering the battery it appeared to be charging well. I did a quick Google search, what could cause that, and they're saying that when these batteries go into some sort of damage and crash, it does damage the batteries, and it causes a thing called high internal resistance, which they said is actually a precursor for them to blowing up in a massive explosion. Which is something I don't really want to deal with, ironically. So yeah, I've decided to not charge the battery. The battery does need replacing, obviously. I'm hoping that replacing the battery fixes all those issues. There's no further electrical issues down the line. I say hope because I'm not an electrician, I'm not a car guy. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, brutally honestly. So what am I going to do about this now? Now, I could go through my insurance, but what I'm actually going to do is fix it myself. Now, I say fix it myself. I'm not a mechanic. I've never worked on cars at all, really. So it'd be a big step for me to see if I can fix it, brutally honestly. You know, financially speaking, is a lot easier just to go through your insurance. You know, fixing this will be a couple of thousand. But you know, I'm a car person. I want to get involved in fixing cars. I think fixing this will be a really big achievement. And at the end of the day, I feel really responsible. This was a good car, and you know, it's my fault that the crash happened. And I feel like what sort of person I'd be if I just let this car go to the garage and get like crushed into a cube or something, you know. So yeah, I'm going to try and fix it myself and see if I can do, and I think it will be really cool if I do. It is. Oh wow, that looks so bad. Oh, we need a new bonnet as well. What I'm doing now is opening the bonnet, which should allow me to remove the push pins holding the top of the bonnet in place. After that, you need to remove the torque screws from both the wheel arches. I'm only removing them off the driver's one because in the passenger side, they've been ripped off in the accident. After that, the bumpers should just come straight off. Right guys, as you can see, the front bumper is off, which is fantastic. What I don't know how to do, what I seem to be struggling with, surprisingly, is taking this wiring loom off. Give it a minute, I'll sure I can figure it out. I eventually managed it. Now I'm unscrewing the top bolts holding in the driver's side wing. Now I'm unscrewing the bolt that's hidden within the door, and another one hidden underneath some trim. It turns out there's another bolt hidden underneath the headlight that connects the wing to the frame of the car. I don't have to do this to the other side because that got destroyed in the accident. And eventually it comes off. Yes! Oh. One wing off. And you just repeat the process on the other side, starting with those top bolts. It turns out there's another hidden bolt within the door. I didn't do this on the driver's side because that got destroyed in the accident. We are so close to getting this wing off, ladies and gentlemen. There's one more bolt. It's really obscure. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right there. So, I don't know if I'll try and not take the side skirt off, but I feel like I might have to. And there you go. All of the broken body panels are off. That was so stressful. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. But saying that, we achieved what I set out to do. I took all the bumpers off, the wings off. This used to be the front bumper of my Volvo. As some of you may know by now, I crashed my Volvo and I decided to rebuild it. In the last video, we took off all of the broken body panels. Now in today's video, I intend to replacing this whole front frame section, which just so happens to be the last part of the car which is damaged, that we need to take off. But before that, there is a few things I want to go over from the previous video that I didn't mention in that one, that I'm going to mention now. Now, in the first video I did of the Volvo, I said that it looks like we have some sort of frame damage as the wing was sticking out about 3 inches out to the right. Well, now I've taken the wing off, I've got some good news. It turns out the frame of the car is actually safe, it's sound, it's where it should be, it's not bent at all. But it's this additional piece here which is slightly bent. It's only bent by about an inch or so, but that's enough to throw it off. I'm hoping a good body shop can just bend it back. It's steel, which is good, it's easily maneuverable. So yeah, I'm hoping that's a really good sign. And all the other brackets holding the wing on are absolutely straight, so win-win there. But it would appear my luck has ran out, because although the main bracket here is straight, the 2 brackets down here holding the wing on are completely bent. Now, yeah, that's basically the opposite of the other side. Now this here is the first bracket. This was actually bent so far inwards, I've bent it out. There's no real point sort of trying to straighten it up without the wing. I'm hoping I can just straighten that up, you know. The other bracket is down here. You see this? It's right in the side skirt. This should actually be about here. So yeah, I'm hoping I can just bend that back as well. It's actually, if you look close enough, I've still got the, the screw in from the wing. I'll come around, I'll show you the other side what it's supposed to look like. There, that's what it's supposed to look like. One more quick thing before we begin. I just want to point out that I'm not a mechanic. I'm just learning as I'm going along. A lot of my knowledge comes from, believe it or not, YouTube videos like this. So I will make mistakes, but let's just see what happens, really. So the bit that I want to work on today and replace is this bit. Now, you guys probably think, oh, this is straight, it looks nice, but it's actually really not. If we look closely here, see this is actually slightly bent up. You probably can't tell. But the biggest thing that concerns me is this part here. This bit is obviously snapped off and it's supposed to like connect to this part here. And the headlight rests here. But of course it's been snapped off in the accident. So yeah, I'm going to have to replace that and the whole thing, obviously, and hopefully it should all fit nicely. The first job we need is to remove this headlight because it doesn't fit through the hole. I did it! Now, some of you guys may have saw that it dropped on the floor. Silly, stupid me, but good thing is it looks undamaged, which is fantastic. That was actually incredibly difficult, a lot harder than I thought. Like, you know, if Superman had a car, that's what it would be like. Now we can get to removing this. Now I do have the new piece indoors, so it does give me a good idea as to where all the bolts and screws are. But first of all, I think I need to remove this shroud, so I need to get rid of these sort of, I think they're 8mm bolts at the top. Shouldn't be too hard. after you undo those bolts, behind the shroud there is an electrical connector held in by some zip tags. And eventually it comes off. Really good work there, guys, and the best thing about it is that this is completely undamaged, so once I repair that, I'll just put this back on and happy days. Now I'm starting to unscrew the bolts holding in the slam panel to the frame of the car. There's 2 on each side and then there's 4 in the middle. Now I've got to unscrew the bolt holding in the reservoir tank for the washer fluid, or what's left of it anyway. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, once you've undone all the bolts, what you need to do is take this out of the bracket, which I've already done. Unscrewed this, which you may have already seen. And lastly, what you need to do is sort of disconnect this airbox filter here. Once you do that, it should come out. I mean, it's very loose. It's very loose. Oh yeah, it's got it. All right. Good. What are we missing? All gone? Not quite. It turns out that there is an electrical connector you need to unplug on the driver's side, and then after that you need to weave out the wire for the bonnet latches, and then after that it should just come straight off. And just like that, viewers, it's off the car. Thank the Lord. That was so hard. I genuinely have no idea how I'm going to put that back together. There's so many little tiny bits, sensors, electrical stuff. Literally no idea. But we're off. We're definitely there. We're definitely making good progress. So guys, just for fun, I thought it would be a good idea to sort of show a comparison between this one, which is the broken one, and the new one, which is right there. Now this here is like the main damage. Basically the main reason why we had to replace it. As you can see, it's just not there. The connection there is just completely snapped off. Whereas here, this is what it's supposed to look like. Now, in the previous video, you just showed me disconnecting the whole wire for the locking system and all. I'm not sure that was entirely necessary, because if we come back here, it looks like it's included. But where did they... Ah, they just disconnected it from there. Okay, yeah, that's sorry. This wire, they disconnected it from there, whereas I didn't. I've kept mine on. So it looked unnecessary, but I don't think it's too bad. And I think mine's possibly in a better condition, but yeah. So I feel like the first thing we need to do is connect up all the electrical sensors, because whilst it's away from the car, it's probably easier to. It's off, thank God. It is in good condition. I'm sure it probably still works, but mine's better. Like, there's not this rustiness about it, so I'm using mine instead. So guys, I haven't screwed it in just yet, as you can see, but if we do that, you can see the screws line up perfectly, which means the frame isn't damaged. Back at the net. What I'm doing now is putting these liquid reservoir tanks back onto the frame before screwing it in. And now we can begin screwing in the frame. Remember, there's 2 bolts on each side, and then there's another 4 in the middle. And now I can see if the bonnet lines up with the frame we've just put in. Oh. No way! Oh! Yes! It works! I actually did something! Yeah. I just can't believe it works. So there you are, guys. The new slam panel frame is installed. We've already checked that the bonnet, that all works. That's all lining up brilliantly. Absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy, so satisfied, so proud of myself for achieving this. It is just so good. See, I do have one issue. So this bolt here, it doesn't go in for some reason. I think the coils must be completely screwed. Even though, if you look, it does line up. I've no idea. But yeah, that's really good. We haven't put all the sort of what do you call them? The shroud sort of things that go on the front. We haven't put them on just yet. I'll do that in the next video, so don't worry about that. But yeah, that's really good. I'm really happy. Well done. Now earlier I showed you guys I had to take off the left side headlight because it wouldn't fit through the rail, but on the right hand side I didn't have to do it because that's what it looks like. Just a bit of mess really. Oh my god. They actually stole it. And addressing some elephants in the room because I have been the victim of theft. More on that later, but now let's crack on. Unfortunately, the battery has completely perished, which means I have to unlock the car manually. Oh, get in! Good. So yeah, these shroudy pieces at the front are what I'm planning on putting on today. It should be fairly straightforward. I remember taking them off was fairly straightforward. Putting them on the front here. But it is a new slant panel piece, so maybe it's slightly different. Who knows? Right. So yeah, guys, I'm just putting the 2 corner pieces in first, which is pretty straightforward. They just clip in. Ah. That's good work. They're in. After you put those two corner pieces in, we can now focus on the main centerpiece. You just screw it in with 3 bolts at the top and with the electrical connector. Should be 3. Well, I've only got 2. Ugh, easier said than done. Just the right way? Yeah. One in's a good start. One seems a little stiff. I think it's still going in though. It's not perfect. It's far from perfect, to be honest with you. Goes in perfectly. Yeah, perfect. As you can see, guys, the shrouds are all in, nice and strong. They're not going to fall out. Got these things in the corner piece. I have no idea what you call them. I've no idea if they actually are officially called shrouds. Even they're just plastic pieces to me. What's this? Oh, okay. No, that's just the equivalent of that. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, no, that's really good work. I think I'm going to put the headlight in now, just to sort of complete as far as we can go. Right, see if I can remember where this went. I think it was like this. Ah. Ah. Which way does it go in? Okay, that's not too bad. Oh yeah, good work. And there you are, guys, lined up to the bonnet really well. There's no real bonnet gaps, but yeah, that's really good. And that's as complete as we can get it for now. That was a good job, well done. I know that was kind of small progress, but we are definitely inching our way there to a fully complete epic Volvo. Remember in the previous video, I said that I was going to modify this car, so that it's going to be like the best version of it ever made. Now, with that said, let's address the elephant in the room, the crocodile in the Nile, the xenomorph and the Nostromo. And that is, of course, the theft of my car parts. Now, for people which didn't see my first video, basically, when I did the crash, the rear bumper was hanging off due to the terrain because I basically crashed into a lot of mud. There's a slight hill, and the slight hill ripped the rear bumper off. Partly, anyway, it was still on one side. So that was the last time I saw it. The rear bumper was in the cabin when they delivered the car. But I'll give you a minute to see what's missing. Feel free to pause the video. No, nothing? Well, I'll give you a little clue. Now, this here is the rear bumper. And can you have a guess what's missing? It's quite obvious. No? It's the rear wiring loom. I want to know what happened to this wiring loom. So I better call on the best inspector ever. Mystery Inc. No. Daniel Turlington. No. Eric Matthews. No. Fox Mulder. No. Seymour Simmons. Of course not. Oh, Endeavour Morse. Absolutely not. Who then? It's Hercule Poirot. The David Suchet version. I wasn't really a big fan of Kenneth Branagh. Now, the good news, guys, is that I've looked on eBay for a second-hand one, and it's only around £35. Now, you guys are probably thinking, why would anybody steal something that's only worth £35? But do the maths. If you go to 10 breakdowns and you take one piece, which is £35, because again, who's going to notice, right? You're going to get like at least like 350 quid in your pocket. It is also worth noting, I did actually email the recovery team that recovered my car from the accident to see if they had it lying around, and they, well, didn't come back to me for some reason. Suspicious. In this box is a new reservoir tank for the windscreen washer fluid, because the one on the car at the moment got smashed to pieces. I might show you that later on if you're lucky. And in this box is a surprise. You have to wait later on in the video to find out what it is. But trust me when I say this, it will transition the car dramatically. You guys will say, this guy, you know, he's made some real progress on that build. But for now, let's see if we can get the old washer fluid out of the car. Let's crack on. Right, guys, this is actually pretty straightforward. All you have to do is undo an 8mm bolt here. My one's already undone because for people that haven't seen the previous videos, I had to replace this whole frame section, which meant undoing that bolt. So because I had to do that, I left that undone. If we come down here, where is it? Oh, yes. This torque screw here, that'll be quite straightforward, and it looks like it goes onto this little clip thing here. So yeah, I have to undo all those, and it should be ready to go. Now, one other thing. These, I believe, are like plugs that go into it. I don't know if it's supposed to look like that. I mean, it doesn't look like anything's been like broken or ripped out. I'm hoping it's what it's supposed to look like. There's another one here, look, I mean that. that doesn't scream great news for me, but we're going to see, have a go, see what happens. All right, see if we can undo this bolt. Oh yeah, wrong way. There you go. That's coming off. It's loose already. Yeah, that's out. Yep. Excellent. Right. Come on, how hard is this? Oh, that's good. Oh yeah. Another way of saying this, folks, but these broken plugs are definitely broken because on this you can see it's got 4 proper plugs. So the good news is I do have the plugs. Bad news is I think you're gonna have to take it to an electrician to really sort them out, which isn't great. But yeah, it is what it is. And plus, I think I need to replace this wire here because that goes to here, which I obviously don't have. So yeah, that's disappointing. I mean, I could still fit this, but I'm gonna have to take it off. I have no electronic experience, so I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm gonna have to take it to an electrician to do, an auto electrician, which are rare, but I feel like it's just basic soldering. So yeah, there is that. Sorry, folks. I mean, I'm still gonna fit this now, but yeah, it's gonna have to be taken later on. So yeah, guys, I'll show you what I'm on about. This is what my one looks like, and it should look like that, which is an issue. Ah, it's just still. Oh, finally, that's in. Yeah, it's perfect. Kind of, anyway. So there you are, folks. It turns out there's another bolt there that you have to screw in. I didn't see that first because mine was smashed in. But yes, it's on. It's not really working, but it's on. Oh, I think. like that. Yep. I bet like professional people are like, this is so easy, and yet I'm making such a hash of this. Oh my god. Come on. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's in now. I can just tighten that up. Oh yeah. That's on, that's good. Something's gone right. So yeah, I'm really disappointed that I couldn't do it. I'm going to look into soldering it myself. Why not? It's just another skill to learn, and perhaps I could take those skills to future projects as well. And now we're going to do the second part of the video, which I'm hoping goes a lot better than the first part. Now, throughout these videos of me rebuilding my Volvo, you may have heard me mention once or twice that my headlight is destroyed, on the passenger side at least. And that's true. This is what my headlight currently looks like. Funny story, when the car was running, this headlight actually still works. The light actually still works. The bulb, I should say, still works. But yeah, so now I think it's time to put that right. And that's because in this box we have a headlight. Ugh. Easier said than done, but I managed it. Why is that not? Something doesn't feel right. It goes over the top. Ah. In. Yeah, it's not in. Okay, guys, some more bad news, but not a lot. Because the bonnet is slightly bent here, it basically means that this bit here won't slide underneath the headlight, this gap here, for it to latch properly. So it's all a bit, you probably can't tell on camera, but it's a bit loose. Not the end of the world. That needs straightening out anyway, but yeah, check it out. It's got two eyeballs now. So yeah, it's definitely making slow but definite progress. Now, I would like to test the headlight to see if it works, but there's only one problem with that, and that's the battery of the car is not, well, it's completely flat. If you see my previous videos, you'll see why I've sort of let it go flat. For those that haven't, quick 30-second catch up, the battery is experiencing high internal resistance. Basically, it's a dead battery, basically. Uh, so yeah, the battery needs changing. The battery is completely flat. I have no electricity at all, so I can't test it. Slight issue with that, because I don't know if the headlight needs coding to the car until we actually test it out ourselves. Part of me says it doesn't need coding because I didn't see any modules on the battery. But saying that, I know that the battery itself, when we do replace it, that does need coding to the car, because the car has a BMS system, which stands for Battery Management System, which basically you have to tell the car that the battery needs replacing. But that's pretty much it, really. I also noticed that these electrical connectors needed changing over. God, why are bloody electrical sensors like bloody glued in? Come on. Oh, I have no idea what these are. What I do know is they need to be changed. Is there like a... Ah, there's actually a tab underneath you pull. That's pretty good. Yeah, well, you learn something new every day, chaps. All right. Now, which one goes in where? Because they both look the same. Whose idea was that? Oh well. I'm just going to plug them in and see see what happens really. No idea what they did, but there you go. There you go. So yeah, guys, massive progress on the Volvo today. Slight setback with the wires, but yeah, I've been thinking about it, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to give it a go. I need a heat gun, a soldering iron, and I don't know what you call them, but those plastic things to go over the wires that you have to melt. If you do know what they're called, please let me know in the comments section. The first thing that we're going to be looking at today is this wheel arch. Now, I haven't moved it since the accident. The accident seems to have pushed it there. I'm hoping it's going to reveal some electrical damage because we're getting a ABS fault, and I'm hoping that it's just because this has pulled out a wire. I'm hoping that's what's happened. It could have broken a wire, which is more likely, but even if that is the case, it's not too bad. It's something I can't do. But I am looking to see if I can do that in the future for future prospects. But yeah, let's see if we can straighten this out. So yeah, this is definitely not how it should be sitting. Oh, it's really stuck. What is it stuck on? Right. Let me roll up these things. They'll just get dirty. Oh, no idea. Is it proper? Can I just... What the hell? Loosening it up. Is it actually like in the wheel or something? Uh, uh, uh. There you go. I think we're getting it. That is more like what it's supposed to look like. It's absolutely shredded though. Oh my gosh. So what's happened is the wheel has pinched the wheel arch in place. So I was planning on using the jacks to go under the car to lift it up to try and relieve some of the pressure. There's only one problem with that. The car's too low for the jacks. Yay! More problems. Okay guys, this is kind of the best I can get it. I think half of it is still screwed in, which is why it's been a bit difficult getting out. I am going to try, not in this video, but a later video, pumping up this tyre to get the jacks underneath the car. But to give you guys an idea of what this is supposed to look like, that's what my one's looking like on that side. And this here is what it's supposed to look like. You see, it's well above the wheel arch, so the wheel, the tyre. And ours on this side looks like that. It's a mess, really. Yeah, half of it's not in. The other half is just complete crap, to be honest with you. I have no idea. It's just been difficult. I feel like it's misshapen. And where do you even screw it in? Like, where does this even go up there? I have no idea. It's a mystery to me. I'm really sorry. So, part one didn't go that well. Let's hope part two goes a little bit better. Now, in the previous video, you guys may remember me installing this tank. You may remember in that video that two of the plugs were damaged and the other two were okay. So now what we're going to try and do is plug those two plugs in. It's easier said than done, I'm sure. Right, so let's see if we can remember the plugs. All right, so if you guys remember right, these two plugs are okay, I think, and these two plugs aren't. I'm going to try and replace them. I mean, that one there doesn't look to be plugged into anything, so maybe we just have to plug this one in. No idea. I wish I knew, but I don't. The only issue is they all look the same. Oh, okay, guys, that's the first thing that I've taken out. I've no idea what it is. That plugs into this. I've no idea. There you go. And then that. Sorry, guys, my head is kind of in the way of this, but I did manage to switch over the electrical connectors to the one that's connected to the car. If I can get there. Yep, that's it. I think that must be like the sensor to see how much water fluid is in this thing. So that's good. So it turns out we can't do the other plug because that plug doesn't seem to go anywhere anyway on this thing. No idea what that is. And of course the other two plugs are broken. So yeah, good job so far. Now, just before we move on, I just want to quickly address these wires because obviously one of these wires goes to here, which goes to the wipers up there. But I initially didn't know what sort of like this wire is for, and there's another wire. I don't know. It's just there's loads of wires here which I don't know what they're doing. Now I think you guys can correct me in the comments section if you know. I think they are for the headlight washers, which are obviously not installed. But yeah, that's what I think they are for. Let me know in the comments section if I'm right or not. I have spotted a little bit more damage to the car. It's nothing dramatic, but it's something, just another cost really, another expense to the rebuild. And that's the front bumper wiring loom. My one looks like this. Just the one wire, which is not what it's supposed to look like. I will put a picture up of how many wires it's supposed to have. As you can see, multiple is the answer. But yeah, it's nothing too taxing in terms of the wallet situation. But again, it's just another expense that I could have done without. You can see where the tear is here. Now, the car was hit on this side. So how can that impact here rip off a wire here? For me, that doesn't make sense. But, you know, it's what these crash damaged cars are like. You know, you get damage in places you really shouldn't be expecting damage. These are the original wings from the car. And in case you haven't seen my previous video, they are both completely broken and unreusable. But not to worry because I have this. This is a second-hand driver's side wing and it's completely good. It's ready to go. And I'm planning on installing that today. I would love to install the passenger side wing as well, but we can't install that just yet because at the front of the original wings, you've got the front bumper brackets where the bumper goes into, and on the original driver's side wing, it's completely intact, which is obviously very good. But on the passenger side, it's very much not intact, which is a shame, but they're cheap enough, so not to worry. So you're probably wondering, why can't we just put the wings on the car and put the brackets on later? You could do that, but it's a lot easier to put the brackets onto the wings when the wings are off the car, and whilst they're both off the car, you might as well do it. It's all about making life easy for yourself, really. For those who were lucky enough to watch my previous videos will know that putting the wing on will not be easy, because two of the brackets on this side are completely bent. Now, the good news is, because I have Arnold Schwarzenegger type strength, I can just bend the brackets back. The issue I still have is, if the brackets are slightly out, the wing will not fit right and it will look ridiculous. But I have nothing to lose, so I'm going to give it a go and see what happens. Hopefully I get it right. Sorry folks, just before we get into today's video, I just want to address something which I mentioned in the previous video about the wheel arch. Now, if you didn't see the previous video, I basically spent a decent amount of time trying to get this wheel arch out of the wheel. But it turns out I don't need to do that. Well, I do, but not yet, because something I didn't realize in the previous video, and it's super obvious to you guys, is that it's actually broken. As you can see, the wheel arch finishes here, but it should be all the way like down here. So that needs replacing, so I shouldn't have really bothered, to be fair. So now I'm trying to inline the wing with the car, but unfortunately, no matter how much I tried, it just simply would not fit. And it was all because of the bent bracket at the bottom of the car. To fix this, you need to be really delicate. That sorted us out perfectly. If in doubt, just use a hammer. Okay guys, now that I've straightened up this bottom bracket, it does fit a lot better. You are seeing this massive gap here. It's only because the door has been bent. I don't think it's true of the wing, just because it fits really nicely there. Yes, the wing itself does need rust, and yes, it was advertised as rusty, so I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, it's not screwed in, but I think once it is, it will fit really nicely flat there. All the holes are, well, they were lining up. I don't know what's happened. Ooh, there you go. All the holes are lining up there. It's not lining up that great there, but I think we'll just have to screw it in and see what happens, really. So remember guys, the bonnet doesn't lie flat, so I'm not that too fussed, but I just feel like it needs to be pushed in towards the car. I mean, lines there, it's not awful. I'm actually, maybe I'm growing, that's growing on me. The gap between the door is actually really good. Yeah, not so much here, but in terms of this line, a bit further down, I mean, that's not as good at the top, but again, the door's bent, so I'm not that fussed. But yeah, the line up here, this flows quite well. That gap's not too big. The gap here I don't like, but I feel like maybe the headlight's not resting brilliantly, but again, it's not awful. But again, the bonnet's not lying flat, so it's kind of hard to tell, really. Yeah. I did a bit more adjusting, but I couldn't put my finger on it. Something was just not right. Until I found the problem, and it smacked me right in the face. I'm afraid I've messed up. So the headlight isn't fitting flush because I put a wire the wrong way around. And to correct it, I have to take the slam panel off again. To show you guys what I mean, I put, where is it? Oh god. Here we are. I put this wire here through there when it's actually supposed to come through this hole. And squeezing this through there is impossible. So I'm gonna have to sort of loosen all this stuff, put it away, and slide it through there. Because this gap here goes into there, not this. So it's just more work, really. Yeah, a bit disappointed in myself for making that sort of rookie mistake, but you know, in all fairness, I'm not a mechanic. I've never worked for Volvo, and you know, it's not going to cost me anything but time. So, you know, it's not going to fix itself. So, let's crack on. Oh, well, off camera, I unscrewed it all. I put that pluggy thing through the right hole. I didn't film it because it's work we've already done, but I did it. The headlight fits so much better. Yeah, thank God. You see, this plug comes through here now, rather than down there, which is where the headlight is sitting, and it is looking so much better. It's not perfect. Still a mil or two out, but it's not too bad. I just feel like, though, although the bonnet isn't, it's not lying flat because it's bent on the other side. If you've seen my previous videos, but I just feel like even if the bonnet was lying flat, it's not going to line up perfectly. Like, it needs to go in towards the car a few more millimeters, even though all the other screws line up. So maybe it's the bonnet. We'll have to wait and see when that gets aligned. But yeah, as you can see, it's not perfect. You know, there's still edges here we can perfect out and iron out. But yeah, line here is, I'd say, generally quite good. Again, hole there, but I don't feel like if the door was straight, I don't feel like it would hit the wing. So that's really good. The same down here, a bit of rust, but again, I knew about that. We can straighten that out. But yeah, not too bad. And once we get the front bumper on, which isn't going to take too long, should look really good. But yeah, that's what it's looking like so far. Miles better than it did, well, at the start of this video. So that's really good. Again, if you guys didn't see my previous videos and you guys don't know what I mean by the bonnet isn't straight, it's this bit here. It's supposed to go into this gap, but it's not because it's not straight. But yeah, sorry about that, folks. But yeah, here's what it is. So yeah, we've made some great progress. Something else I just want to quickly mention is, although this was in black and that was a deliberate choice, it's not one-to-one with the car, but I don't think you'd notice unless someone told you. Another reason why we couldn't put the passenger wing on is because this part here is actually slightly bent. If you guys remember watching my first or second video, oh, that feels like ages ago. But if you guys remember that video, you'll remember that the wing was sitting out of the car about 2 or 3 inches. And yeah, that's because of this part. So we're going to have to take that to a body shop to straighten out, which isn't a problem because I have to take it to a body shop anyway. This is a roof spoiler, which I bought for the car. Now, I bought this before I made the decision to not modify the car. So this is like the only mod I've actually bought for it. And to show what it looks like, that's it. It's pretty simple. Now, the advert, the website I bought it from, they said that this was made specifically for an S60 Volvo of this age range. So it should just slide right on. I'll do a test fit, see what you guys think. Oh. Yeah, folks, I just tried test fitting this and it turns out this thing is an absolute piece of crap. Like, it says S60 on it here. I'll show you there. S60 for 2011, 2017 Volvo. But it doesn't really fit very well or at all, and I'll show you why. So I don't know if you guys can see, but the rear window is slightly curved, which like most cars are. But this thing is dead straight, so it's like, is that what it's supposed to look like? That's terrible. That is generally like the worst thing I've ever seen. It's supposed to be the other way. If it's the other way, that's just, no, that's still crap. Honestly, like, just lost for words. I'll put a picture up of the advert of what it's supposed to look like. Not that. I mean, I'll do my best, but to fit it, but that's really shit. I'm really disappointed in that. Well, guys, that is disappointing, but I'm still going to give it a go and see what happens. I have nothing to lose, so why not? What I'm doing now is cleaning the area before applying the spoiler. Don't do this at home, kids. Just kidding. You can do it at home if you want. Bloody hell, hope I don't break anything. Okay. No. Oh yeah, no, I get it. You sort of have to force it in. Oh. Has to be moved over a little bit more, but it's not too bad. There you go. The spoiler is now on. You know what, guys? When I first saw this on the car, I absolutely hated it. I thought it looked cheap, tacky, aftermarket. It just looks generally out of place. But since the initial installation, it's actually grown on me. I actually think it looks really cool, and I think it suits the car really well. Let me know in the comments if you agree with that. That spoiler was originally £70, but because it was from America, I had to pay custom charges on top of that, which meant that the overall cost was £157.99. Pretty outrageous, but that's the world we live in. Check this out. Not only did I manage to get the door opening without the power, but it doesn't hit the wing that I installed. How good's that? And this is the original bumper, which, as you can see, is very much damaged. But just here, we have a new bumper. And as you can see, it's all wrapped up. Button 3, 2, 1. And there it is, unwrapped. I don't know why they kept the number plate on, because I'm not going to be using it. But I have found a small problem. Let me explain. You see, my one had pressure washers for the lights, which is what this part here is for. But on this one, it does not. Slight issue, but it shouldn't matter too much. You still got the part where it goes in, but there's just no cutout for it. Oh well. Now, just before we get into it, this is actually from a Volvo V60, our design. And according to Google, the front panels for the V60 and the S60 are completely interchangeable, so I should be okay. But when has anything wrong ever happened when listening to Google? Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. What I'm doing now is I'm taking the grille from the old bumper and applying it into the new one. After the bumper, I'm now doing the number plate. Luckily, this bumper has all the other grills, so I don't have to do a big faff swapping them over. So what I've just done off camera is unscrew this. This is like the washer jet for the original bumper. I'm about to screw it into the new bumper, even though the new bumper doesn't accommodate this. Just gives people the option in the future, if they want to add it, they still got all the tools. And that's pretty much it, folks. But before we put it on the car, there's something we quickly need to do. Now, in a previous video, I said that the front bumper wiring loom was damaged, and it is. Here it is. And the new bumper comes with one, which is great, but we need to take this off first. And just like that, the broken wire is gone. We can throw that away. And now we can make way for the new one, which just goes straight in. And that's the front bumper on. As you can see, guys, the bumper is now on, and I'm so excited because we actually get really close to the end. The car still doesn't start, but that should be in next week's video. But I've got a confession to make. For the last week or so, I've always thought that the bonnet wasn't lining up properly, and now that we put the bumper on, I feel like that suspicion has come to reality, and I'll show you why. So as you can see, the bumper, it's not lining up brilliantly. Not so
well here, but that's only because the wing's not on. Once the wing on, it'll pull that up and it'll tighten that all up, so that's okay. But it's like, I feel like the front bumper is sitting where it's supposed to be, because it's really tucked nicely against the headlight. It's not perfect here, but you know, not too bad. Yeah, really not perfect here either, but I feel like I can tweak that. But it's like there's still a gap here. I feel like it's slightly too big here, and of course the gap here is also slightly too big. Down here seems fine, so I feel like it's gone like it's probably a terrible way of explaining it, but yeah. I think once we get the other wing on, which hopefully won't be too long, it'll all come to fruition as to where the bonnet is going. But yeah, it all needs lining up properly, really.
And in this video, I plan on getting this car running and driving. The last time this car started was at the beginning of February, 3 months ago. For those who haven't seen my previous videos, the reason the car won't start is all down to the battery. The battery on this car is experiencing a thing called high internal resistance. What that means is we can charge the battery to the correct voltage that will start the car, which is around 12.5 volts. The problem is, as soon as we try to start the car, that voltage drops to like 11 volts, which isn't enough to start the car. And that's why the car isn't starting. So the good news is we can just simply replace the battery. Bad news is the car's got a BMS, and that stands for Battery Management System. What that means is that when we replace the battery in this car, we need to tell the car that it's got a new battery in, so the car runs tests on that battery to see how quickly it loses and gains charge. It's all to do with preserving the life of that battery, which is great, but only means is that I don't have the equipment to do that. I'm hoping I can get someone who does, though. But before that guy comes, I need to seriously clean the interior of this car. There is mud and mold everywhere. The seat belts, the steering wheel, the seats, the control panel. It's just crap everywhere. And I'm, to be honest with you, super embarrassed that you guys are seeing this. So, yeah, it's not great. I began by wiping everything down. And trust me, my wiping skills aren't very good. After wiping everything down, I hoovered the car out, and yes, my hoovering skills aren't that much better. But the results weren't too bad, despite my cleaning skills being dodgy. So, thankfully, the interior is now super clean, which is going to save my embarrassment. But the next job we've got to do to get this car running and driving is replace the wheel arch liner. Now, yes, the wheel arch liner is damaged, but it's also rubbing on the wheel, so the car doesn't run properly. So we need to replace that, get a new one in, job done. As you can see, folks, we got the wheel off. The wheel arch just fell off in the end, so I was right in saying that the wheel was pinching it in place. Looks like we've still got most of the screws, so we can still screw the new one in, which is great. But I do have one issue. So in previous videos, I mentioned that there's an ABS fault, and I was hoping there'd just be a broken wire here, but I can't see any, so I've no idea what that ABS fault is. So I think for now, let's get the new wheel arch on, and we'll tackle the ABS thing at a later date. Let's crack on. Here is the old one, all muddy and dirty from the accident, broken obviously. And there is the new one. As you can see, twice the size and nice and clean. Pretty cool. Installing the new liner was actually pretty straightforward. I had to unscrew the nuts which were already in there, put the liner in, and just screw the nuts back in. And there you are, folks, a brand new second-hand wheel line archer thingy, you know what I mean. It's in, that's looking really good, a lot neater than it did before. And as you can see, it was actually really easy to get in. It's just these 4 10mm screwy things in. It was pretty simple. All this mud was caught up in the subframe. So yeah, that's all out. That was obviously from the accident. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That should free up the wheel quite nicely, really. And off camera, I did swap out what's left of the old liner, put in the new one. That looks really neat now. That looks really good. Yeah, look at that. That is so good. I'm so pleased and so proud of myself. I know it's a small thing, but I'm not a mechanic, so yeah, I'm really happy. I was pretty confident about it as well, because around 6 months ago I did a wheel arch on the Mercedes that we've got. So yeah, I was pretty confident, but still. I decided to install the wing. I didn't plan to. I just felt like it. As you can see, guys, I got the wing on, which is great. It's not the best condition, to be honest. Every bracket on it was bent, which is epic when you're trying to line stuff up. I've only screwed in 1 bolt. The reason being is because I need the bracket here to basically wedge those 2 bits together. Once those bits are together, I can then get an idea of how to align everything up. But yeah, looking pretty good. So yeah, guys, I thought I'd give you a quick 360 around the car to see what still needs to be done. Obviously, I've just mentioned the bracket here. That will tighten that up. The bracket underneath here is still bent. That's why the screws, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but the screws don't line up because, well, as I said, it's bent. The bonnet's still slightly bent, and yeah, that's all the body shop can sort that out. The bracket here, sorry, the wing I should say, really isn't that great. As you can see, sticking out. I feel like this bit here is bent as well, to be honest with you. It just doesn't really want to sit that well there, but it's nothing outrageous. And like I say, not a lot of it is screwed in. But yeah, bodywork on this side is pretty much fine. It's pretty good. The rear end is obviously something to be a little concerned about. I need to get a bracket for this side, the rear winding loom, sensor, and fingers crossed the rear bumper is actually okay. This side, I mean, yeah, it's thousands of pounds worth of bodywork damage. I will come
come back to that at a later date. Obviously this wing here needs painting, but other than that, it's actually looking really good. It obviously needs a new battery to get started, which should be in this video, but you never know. So yeah, pretty good so far, I think. So the guy that's sorting out our battery is on his way. He's going to be here any second now. Fingers crossed, it all goes well. Changes the battery, the car starts. Happy days. I'll see you then. So guys, he's just been. I didn't video him because I thought it was kind of awkward to shove a camera in his face and say, just ignore me, mate, just carry on. So I didn't video him, but he's came, he's been. Let's see the results. Now, before I try and start her up, I just want to say that if it doesn't go wrong, it's all his fault. Because I said to him that the car's got a BMS system and the battery needs coding to the car. But he said, nah, he's done Volvos before. They don't, although they do have BMS systems, they don't need coding. And it's only BMWs and Minis he's ever really coded for. So if this doesn't go right, it's all him. I haven't actually started the car up myself because I wanted to share that moment with you guys. So I'm just as excited. He did advise against that, but what am I like? Let's crack on. Moment of truth. Keys in the hole, foot on the clutch, and the brake. In 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah. So the car starts. Oh my god. It starts. The car starts, it runs, it drives. I'm so excited. Thank the Lord. You know, all this hard work I've done, I've finally got a fully functioning, kind of running and driving car. We do have a few lights on the dashboard, including the ABS. I have a theory behind that. I'll explain later. Parking assist, that's because the rear wiring loom is disconnected. Headlamp, okay, I'll have a little look at that. Dip beam, okay, I'll have another look at that. Oyster fluid, well, I think if we pour fluid into the reservoir, that will go. And yeah, that's it. So not too bad, really. You guys are going to laugh at me, but the emotions I'm feeling right now are the same emotions I get when I'm buying a new car. It's like, I don't really know. It's like something new, something exciting. It's like, I guess it's like a massive achievement. Like, you know, when you work hard and you buy a nice car, you're like, oh yeah, like you got something to show for it. And the same is said here because I've worked so hard rebuilding this car and now I've got it running. It's just an amazing feeling. So cool. Yeah. So I'm just going to have a little look at the headlights because this is the first time I'm driving the car with the new headlight in. Let's go have a little look. So let's put the hazards on, see if they work. Yeah, that's on. That's good. Okay. So I can see the headlights on and the indicator. Okay, so the headlight's not on, but oh, there's no bulb in there. They took the bulb out. Why would you do that? I don't know if you can see. It's just a... Okay, whatever. But good news is the indicator's on, so that means we didn't have to code this to the car, which is great. But yeah, that's a pretty simple fix, to be fair. Let's take her for a little drive, shall we? I don't see why not. Oh, something's not right. Okay. I don't know if you guys can't see, but the steering is off. I don't know if it's the tracking, but yeah, the steering wheel is like way off. Or power steering. Something's wrong with the power steering pump. I don't know if it's like right now the steering wheel is dead straight and we are full left lock. Wow, that's a little concerning. I do apologize, viewers, but I guess that's what these crash damaged cars are like. Yeah, so I feel like, I mean, right now the steering wheel is like sideways and I'm going straight. That's the first time I've ever had that before, I assure you. Let's just get this on the drive. I think it's the power steering pump must be completely kaput. I think the
So I'm trying to reverse onto the drive again. I think the tracking's way out. It has to be. Because the steering is so bad. Wow. Okay, well, not too bad, I guess. Okay, reversing's all right. Straight when it's reversing. But yeah, overall, I'd say that's a success. Just because the car now runs and drives, don't be fooled in thinking that the car is nearly done. Because I've still got to sort out the rear end. Lucky me. So pros, we've managed to get the car starting and I've done it all by myself, all on the driveway, and I'm super, super proud of myself. Cons, we've got other issues to sort out, including the power steering fault, the headlights, but I don't know, that's not too bad, I guess, you know. And you know what, guys? If that's not worth a subscribe, I don't know what is. It started with a mistake. I crashed my car. But from that mistake was born an idea. So, what am I going to do about this now? Now, I could go through my insurance, but what I'm actually going to do is fix it myself. I learned so many new skills. As a mechanic, I'm just learning as I'm going along. Oh! There were good moments. Yeah! There were bad moments. They actually stole it. But one thing was for sure, that I wasn't going to give up. So I did video after video after video until eventually we end up with a finished car. And by the end of this video, I hope to get this car finished, complete, finishto, whatever you want to say. I hope it's going to be done. Fingers crossed. Now, loads of little jobs need doing, including the front bumper bracket. This should secure the front bumper in place. Now we've got that bracket in, the line is so much better. They join so much stronger and the gap is pretty much OEM. That's really good. Next job. What I'm doing now, guys, is pouring, in this case water, but it's not permanent, water into the windscreen washer's reservoir tank. It's only really to get the error off the dash. Like I say, it's not permanent. We will be putting proper liquid in there. There you go, that's all of it. For long term, but just for short term, just get the error off the dash. So with both the bracket and the reservoir tank now out of the way, there's only one thing left to do, and that's the rear end. Let's crack on. First thing we need to do is get the bracket for the rear bumper on this side installed. This is what's left of it. As you can see, not a lot. It should look like this. Let's get it on. I've got the new one here, guys. As you can see, it's in its wrapping, but in 3, 2, 1, and there it is unwrapped. An instant problem. This is the passenger side, and I need the driver's side. So, what actually happened? I ordered the driver's side bracket, but the seller sent me the passenger side. So I had to send that one back for them to send me the correct one. It's been about a week later, but I finally have the correct one. It is slightly damaged here, but we should still be able to fit it. Let's go. But before I do, don't feel too sorry for me because it cost me nothing but time. And look, the weather is so much better than it was last week. It's actually sunny and it's really warm. Hence why there's no Ferrari jumper. So firstly, I need to remove what's left of the old bracket, which, to be fair, isn't a lot. The bracket is held in nothing more than just a bunch of clips and 2 8mm bolts. So the bumper is now secure, but we can't put the bumper on just yet. And that's because we've got to install this first. Now, this is a rear bumper wiring loom for the Volvo. Now, for those who didn't watch my previous videos, the original wiring loom got stolen. This is one I've bought secondhand off eBay, and I hired Hercule Poirot to investigate to see what happened to the original one, see who stole it. Sadly, he accused the whole police department of stealing it, and he got sued for defamation and is now in Broadmoor Hospital. So, yeah, it didn't really go anywhere, unfortunately. But yeah, let's install this. Now, this is the original bumper from the car. It was ripped off in the accident, so I'm not entirely sure how well it's going to fit. But it seems good enough condition. I don't see why not. Nothing to lose. The only issue I have is one of the sensors has gone missing. Now, the good news is I do have a spare sensor. I say spare, I bought it online. So that's not a problem. What I don't have is the sensor bracket has also gone missing, which I didn't realise at first. Now, before I say this next bit, this is definitely a do as I say, not as I do sort of channel, because I'm going to be just super gluing in place with some Loctite. I'm sure I'll get some comments for this, but I'm pretty sure it'll work. So earlier, you saw me put the wire for the rear bumper into the car, and now I'm putting that same wiring loom into the rear bumper. Unfortunately, it would have been a lot easier if I did it the other way around. Put it onto the bumper first and then plug it into the car, but you live and you learn. Also, the super glue didn't really work very well, so I won't be doing that again either. Now I'm trying to put the rear bumper onto the car, and let me tell you, it was a lot more difficult than I thought. When I put one side in, the other side popped out. When I put that side in, the original side popped out. I eventually tried to get a chair to help out, but it didn't really work. But eventually, I managed to get it onto the car. Now I'm just fitting the last piece of the puzzle. It's on! Thank the Lord it's on! It was an absolute pig of a job to do. I'll close the bonnet to show you, sorry, the boot. Show you guys what it looks like. It's looking pretty good, I think, you know. Yeah, not perfect. For some reason, it just, these things just don't want to go in. Like, for me, and body panels are just like the Antichrist, yeah. Another dodgy bit here, but there's looking good.
And yeah, overall, it's not looking too bad. I think it's pretty good. You know, it's obviously not OEM, and you know what I mean. It's not perfect, but I don't think if he didn't point it out to you, you'd never known. And just because this is probably most likely going to be the last video we do on the Volvo, I thought I'll show you guys what's in the boot. As you can see, it's just a load of junk from the accident. You know, this is the original windscreen washer reservoir tank. Load of rubbish. This, that's what's left of the headlight. Bargain. And oh yeah, that is part of a tyre. We still got all 4 tyres, but obviously missing some tread. Other bits in here as well. That's used to be part of the front bumper. As you can see, that's destroyed. But yeah, that's a few other bits and bobs. That's pretty much it. So yeah, guys, now the Volvo is now completely finished. It is done and dusted. It's been rebuilt. Just 3 months ago, it was a pile of junk sitting on the driveway. And I was thinking, what am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with it? And I decided to rebuild it. And I've done that. I've completed it. Massive achievement. Well done. Now, I'm not a mechanic. I've never worked on a car before. So I was a little nervous going into it. But yeah, I think I've done really well for my first time. Now, just before we move on, I was walking down the road and I saw this Audi. And I was like, this looks so ridiculous. I had to share it with you guys. Check it out. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think that looks like an Audi that's mated with a zebra to create some sort of Audi zebra hybrid. And then it's also been attacked by a lion. So if that's the look they were going for, then well done. Right, let's get down to the exciting part. This is the part of the video where I calculate all the expenditure I've spent on the Volvo, and I'll see if I was in budget. If you guys remember, at the beginning of this epic journey, I said that I wasn't going to spend any more than £3,000 on rebuilding this car. Let's see if I was within that budget. Now, in my day job, I am an accountant, so I should be quite good at this. Let's have a look. So we'll start off with the front body panels. The front bumper cost me £185.50. The driver's wing cost me £100 on the dot. The passenger wing cost me £96.98. The passenger wing bracket cost me £14.90, which means all of the front bodywork, body panels in total cost me £397.38. That's actually not too bad. I don't think that's anything big, you know, considering on different cars the front bumper alone would be like 300 quid. So yeah, not too bad. Next sort of part we'll get to is just the general front end stuff, like the passenger washer jet, £24.99, pretty cheap. The front slam panel, that was £145. Pretty big, but there you go. Passenger headlight, these things are usually really expensive, but here it was dirt cheap. It was £84.95. That's really good. The windscreen washer tank, that was £44.99. Now the battery, if you guys don't know this, batteries on cars are either really cheap or really expensive, and on this car it was £229. Just where do they go? So that's kind of the rest of the front body area. That was coming to £568.92 for all that bit. The next bit is the rear end of the car, so the the rear bumper, wiring loom, stuff like that. The rear bumper wiring loom cost me £47.36. The rear bumper bracket, that's the thing where they sent me the wrong item at first. That cost me £15.90, pretty cheap. The rear bumper tow eye, that's a real small thing, that was £7.04. Now the rear bumper sensor, this is the tiny thing that was missing. That cost me £39.75. £40 for a tiny thing like that. Yeah, sensors are usually ridiculously expensive anyway, so I'm not surprised, just disappointed. Anyway, all the rear end cost me in total £110.
So overall, pretty good. But we can't forget about that stupid roof spoiler I bought. That cost me £157.99, which means in total, if you calculate that the front body panels cost me £397.38. The rest of the front end stuff cost me £568.92. The rear end cost me £110.05, plus that stupid £157.99 spoiler. It means that my total expenditure for the car to rebuild it was £1,234.34. So the good news, we were within that £3,000 budget, which is good news. But that doesn't include the track rod ends, which need replacing, the wires for the reservoir tank need turning over, and the rear sensors need calibrating. So if you calculate that, to get this car 100% mechanically sound, you probably want to spend another 600 quid at least. And that'll bring us to a lot closer to 2,000. But of course, for the body work as well, you're probably talking over 3.5 grand at least. So to get this car 100% perfect, you're probably looking around 6 grand, which is obviously not what I'm prepared to spend on this car. So yeah, £1,234 to get this car back on the road. I think it's a reasonable price. So the Volvo is now done. It's finished. It's complete. I'm so happy, so proud of myself. If you guys are watching this in like 5 years' time and I've exploded and you guys are like, well, where did he begin? Well, this is where I began. The Volvo S60 on my driveway. I just want to thank everyone for watching these videos and all your support and whatever you helped out whenever you could. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.